Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the month of February. It is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we are going to get into your current energy, the near future, what you don't see coming, and then what Spirit wants you to focus on for this particular month. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. I am available for personal readings if you'd like one of those. The information is in the description box below or in my About section. Okay, I kept getting this strong feeling like there's emotional release this month, but how do I put this? We're always going through cycles that are releasing certain things, but this feels like a sense of peace around your emotional well-being. And I've read a couple of things. Of course, I'm not an astrologer, I'm a psychic medium, so I like to read up on what's going on in the energies, and it feels like things are shifting. So people are learning how to deal better with their emotional ups and downs, and I feel like that's going to be significant for you guys this month. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so in your current energy, we have the Lovers in reverse with the Five of Wands and the King of Wands. All right. In the near future, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse with the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. What Spirit wants you, or what you don't see coming, I'm sorry, is the Seven of Wands in reverse with the Three of Wands, which is great because that's news and a new beginning. With the Ace of Wands, lots of fiery energy here and what you don't see coming. And then what Spirit wants you to focus on is the Two of Wands. Again, great. The Ace of Cups, how you want to feel around your love situations. And then we have the Two of Cups. Awesome. So something new seems to have shown up for a lot of you within the last 6 months is what I want to say. The overall energy is the Ten of Wands. I'm sorry. This is the energy that I feel like you're releasing. So anything that's been really overwhelming or where you haven't felt like you could just release something, or the pressures of work, the pressures of relationships, just pressure in general seems to be releasing. And there's a focus of, again, I want to say this is about that emotional release. So that overwhelm that you had been feeling for the last couple of months, if you have been in that space, I feel like you're finally going to be pushing through that and feeling a sense of, I don't have to sit in this dissatisfaction, where maybe before you allowed yourself to work through some of it, and it could have been difficult. But in this case, over the next 4 weeks or so, I feel like you're going to be releasing a lot of that and allowing yourself to just feel an okay sense of peace. Then we've got the Lovers in reverse in your current energy with the Five of Wands and the King of Wands. There's somebody who's extremely interested in you. Now, if you are currently with this person, they're passionate about you. If for some reason there's been a break here because there was an argument, I'm going to say this person isn't giving up. Their energy is incredibly sincere, it feels, and they want to come towards you and say, listen, I desire this. I have feelings around this. I want to work through whatever troubles we have and maybe repair things. So for some of you, that's going to be happening. For others of you, it could have just been a simple argument that you had, and maybe a part of you thought, is this the right person for me? There's always those questions when we're in relationships, especially if it's something newer. And again, I want to go back to like maybe 6 months. Now, in the near future, with the Knight of Cups in reverse with the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles, Spirit's asking you to have a little bit more faith moving forward in how things, especially a love situation, shows up in your life. So if it feels like there's a lack of movement, it could just be that there's a need to restore your idea of what love looks like. I want to talk about your love language. So understanding what that is for you instead of what maybe you were conditioned to believe it was supposed to look like, and how it's supposed to show up in your life. If you happen to be single and this had broken apart, I think that's what Spirit's saying is you're going to restore your faith around how things do happen. It's just going to be different. You're not going to see it the same way. You may actually start to see it from a spiritual perspective and say, you know what, I want somebody who's a little bit more connected. Yes, it's great if they bring love. It's great if they bring some stability. But I'd rather there be no movement in that than there be something that's not suited well for me. So this is definitely about your faith being restored in the near future. So what you don't see coming is the Seven of Wands with the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Something you've been really, really passionate about is finally coming in. It's like the wait is over. There's this like strike of energy that pops up and has you going, I know what it is finally. I have the idea, and maybe it's been stewing for quite some time, and now you're going to take the action. So that's what you don't see coming. You may not feel it just yet, but I'm going to say within the next couple of weeks, you're going to start getting fired up and get that started. So if you've wanted to kick something off in your work scenario, let's say you want to start a new project, or you want to create something that you've been really passionate about. This could just be something you enjoy doing outside of your work, and it's because it brings you so much joy to your life. So whatever that is, Spirit's definitely saying this is the time. Open yourself up, be vulnerable. Don't worry about what the outcome is going to be. As long as you take that action, that physical action, it's going to be something that's going to be rewarding, because it's what you've been hoping for, you've been waiting for. All right, and then what Spirit wants you to focus on, the Two of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Two of Cups. So they want you to focus again. Remember I said it's restoring your faith around love scenarios. So what do you want it to look like in the future? Can you imagine exactly how you want to see this? To me, this is, I want someone who sees me for exactly who I am. Don't we all? But this is a person who comes into your world, if you haven't already met them, and it's like a fresh new start. There's something about you having put that love back into you. And again, I want to say restoring your faith, which puts you in a position where you understand things much differently than you may have before. So something new is coming in. This is really good energy, and Spirit wants you to focus on that. So release some of the burdens that you've had. Let go of anything that's been holding you back. If you can work through some of that energy, I think you're going to get fired up and excited about this new possibility. It feels very much like someone you may have been friends with prior to, and you've gotten to know each other a little bit, and it turns into a love situation. And if that's the case, Spirit's like, focus on how you want this to look in the future, and let the love open up. Open up as much as you can. Let the love flow into it. If it feels right, go for it. It seems like this person really gets you on a different level. All right, so let's clarify with the Lovers in reverse with the Five of Wands. There could still be a little bit of conflicting energy about something that had ended before. Maybe because you were with somebody who was very fiery. It could have been a Leo, Sag, Aries, or just that energy, and you really enjoyed that spark that was there. And that can always be fun, but I think right now it seems like you guys want to find something that's more filled with love than it is necessarily focused on that aspect of it. Yes, passion is fantastic, but do you have a basis? Do you have a friendship there? Can you build this relationship on something other than physical intimacy or that kind of, spicy type of connection? All right, let's look at the Lovers with the Five of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is popping up again. So Spirit's saying you're going to be releasing this Ten of Wands energy. It's the same thing that was showing up in the other deck. Just saying for a long time you've been carrying the weight of this, and it's time. Get back into feeling inspired and, again, passionate. What do you want? What's your love language? Don't let this hold you back from the things that you desire. There's too many opportunities out there for you to have this experience, and it can be a combination of love and passion. All right, so let's look at the Five of Wands with the King of Wands. Then we have the Hierophant. Remember I said there's a double confirmation. So current energy, near future. Restoring your faith that it is possible that you can find the person that you're meant to be with. It's once we get through those tough lessons and we release some of that, those past problems, those past, things that didn't work out. The stuff that just weighs us down, when we get frustrated about why can't this person be what I wanted them to be, or why was I in this for such a long period of time, whatever it is, there's a light being shown on this so that you can restore that feeling of, I know it's possible. All right, so let's look at the Knight of Cups with the Hierophant. Knight of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Lovers in the upright, which is great because that means that if you haven't found somebody yet, you're still closing some of this out. That's perfectly normal. And then the Lovers comes in for you in the near future, which says the opportunity for new love is there. If you open up your eyes and you trust that the right person's going to come towards you, that person's coming towards you. So if you're manifesting it, keep on, because the energy is very strong for that to happen. All right, so the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Hermit. That's reflection. So here where the energies are upside down and you've dealt with people who maybe moved really, really slowly or just didn't act in the relationship, meaning they didn't put forth any kind of effort or they didn't show love in the way that you wanted to feel love. Spirit saying you can really be precise about those types of energies that you were dealing with and maybe not look at them as a horrible person. Look at them as, yes, snake energy is rejuvenating, but it can also be looked at as those people that are not the greatest for us. And yes, it's unfortunate. It sucks when they aren't. But if you can look at it from a different perspective and say, so what was this trying to teach me? How is this not just about them and their behavior and their actions, but what is it that I allowed to happen? Take responsibility for what maybe had shown up that's triggering you, something that you may have needed to heal in order for this to clear your life and then open up to this new possibility, because the Hermit is taking that time out to reflect on that energy. So in the near future, you're going to be aware of those aspects of the relationships that you experienced in the past more so than you maybe had before you started to open up more spiritually. All right, so the Seven of Wands with the Three of Wands and what you don't see coming. The Fool. This is a great new opportunity, not being afraid to take a chance in something beautiful and new. Like I said, this is excitement around whatever it is. It could just be a pet project, I heard. You know, it could be you working on your home. They just showed me a home. Let's say you want to paint a room or decorate something different. They're like, just do it. Do it. If you've been thinking about it for a long time and it's something that really brings you joy, for some people, painting a wall is like you could zone out and not think about anything else. So things that take your mind off of your everyday that bring you that kind of fulfillment is going to be important. And that's what Spirit's saying. You don't see this coming, but you're going to have that push and that drive to do this. All right, so the Three of Wands with the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So it's holding on tightly to the idea of how you want this to unfold. And that's a good thing. Yes, sometimes we hold on to the ideas and we don't push forward. But I think you've just got so many brewing in you that you'd like to do. It's getting that fire under your butt to get it started. Okay, so don't hold on to it too tightly. Go ahead and put yourself out there because it's going to be worth it. So the Two of Wands with the Ace of Cups. We have the King of Wands. So this, again, is a very fiery energy. So if you've had somebody that you've been getting to know and you felt like it started out more like friends, Spirit's saying focus on this because he can be one of two things for me. Sometimes he's my narcissist. Other times he's just somebody who really has a desire for another person. And I feel like that's the energy that's coming towards you. Masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you are. Switch the roles if you need to, gender-wise. It just feels like this person's had their eye on you for quite some time. And it's almost like they're not going to take no for an answer. And I don't mean that in like a destructive way. It's just, I think there's a mutual attraction here and there's a possibility for a future. And this person, sorry, little hiccup. This person really sees that with you. They're fired up, no doubt. The Ace of Cups with the Two of Cups. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So, yep, they're going to come towards you. This is movement, action. This person doesn't sit still. So Spirit's like, give this a chance. This looks really good. They want to not only get to know you on an intimate level, but they really want to get to know who you are just as a person. How do you interact as friends? How do you communicate? How do you show your love? What love language is important to you? What are the things that make you happy, make you feel good emotionally? That person has an interest in these things. They really do. And they want to show you with action. They're not somebody who's going to hold back, play games. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it stops. Okay. So really do keep your eyes open, because Spirit wants you to focus on this energy of this particular person. For those of you who've been with them for a little while, you're going to know what I'm talking about. If this is somebody who's newer in your life because you've worked through this past energy, it's great. I love it. February is going to kick off a great time for the two of you. All right. So we will get specifically into the person that's on your mind. Not a lot of work stuff is coming up this particular month. It could just be because they want you to focus on the things that bring you the most joy and your love situation. Yep, it's all about that for this month. The Ace of Cups. New beginnings. What do you want? How do you want to feel? It's going to be excitement around that. Okay, so let's take a peek at whoever's on your mind. Think about them, like I said, for just a moment while I shuffle. And we'll see. I just saw the King of Cups, so that's somebody who has a tremendous amount of love. Not only for you, but someone who knows themselves and is stable emotionally. Let's see what comes out. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse for your person, the Two of Cups in reverse, the King of Swords, and then the Two of Wands. So this too feels like someone who, I think in the past they didn't have a person in their life that they felt as connected with, and that didn't work out for them, and they want to explain what it is that they see in the future. And I think they want one with you, and they're going to tell you the truth about it. This person's very honest and open. So we have your energy as the Nine of Cups with the Four of Swords in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. See, to me, this is about your past energy, the things you have experienced before that created some kind of instability and didn't make you happy. The overall energy for this is the Three of Wands. This is an opportunity for things to come together. That's what this is. And the Three of Wands is saying with the Three of Cups, this is worth putting the energy into. There's going to be celebration around this, excitement around this, spending time with friends and people. At times, I think you may have felt like you were stuck, or you were stuck in this, not sure where it was going. But I think that has more to do with what you've already experienced versus what's actually going to happen. I think this person's going to come in and tell you, even if you're just dating them or it's been a couple of months and you're not 100% sure, I think they're going to be really clear to you that they want a future with you. So the Seven of Wands is saying, try not to stay stuck in that energy of the past stuff that didn't work, and focus more on being a little bit more open and vulnerable. I don't think there's a sense of being defensive. I just think your guard might be up a tad. All right, let's see what this person's actions are going to be. This is for Capricorn. And then we'll see a little bit more about you. Their actions, Eight of Wands, lots of communication, being very open, the Five of Swords. I think they're guarded a little bit, but they're going to be honest about it. And I think they just want to cut through any kind of BS. Like if there's been any confusion for you, they want to cut that out so that you understand where they're coming from. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. There's just somebody who's they are willing to put in the work. They're willing to wait, and they want you to know that it's worth it to them. If it takes you a little bit of time to come around, they're willing to work through that with you. So your energy, Two of Cups. See, you actually feel this way about this person. You really do. It's like you know that this person sees into your soul. And then we have the Tower in reverse. So I think this is you needing a bit of a shift and change in order to feel more comfortable in it, even though you have the desire for the relationship to work out. Maybe you're afraid that the shoe's going to drop at any point. And that's something because of what you've experienced. So be cautious with that, because not everybody's the same. Even if sometimes they show up and little things might trigger you about a past person, just remember they're very different, and they really want to be honest with you about how they feel. The Eight of Cups is you releasing any kind of emotional instability, baggage, things like that, and allowing yourself to open up. And then we have the Two of Wands. So they're saying, do not shut this off and think that there isn't a possibility for a future. You know how you feel about this person. I'm going to say don't self-sabotage. is what I want to say. So keep the faith. Let's see what the romance angels have for you. This is for Cap. All right, so we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. For some of you, this is going to be the case. Engagement's popping up for me in the readings. I obviously know that it's Valentine's Day, and that is a common day. So for some of you, this could be what's on the person's mind. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to propose, but some of you, it could happen. And then we have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Absolutely. It is worth waiting for and working through. Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. And then chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. You know that already. We feel it strongly. Codependencies, addictions are affecting your romantic life. It could be in the past you may have recognized that there was some codependent natures of your own. I don't feel like that's the other person. Not necessarily that you guys are addiction. Who knows? Maybe you're just kicking a habit that maybe it's changing, like food habits or something of that sort. It doesn't have to be the real serious addictions. Codependency is not a four-letter word. Yes, sometimes we like to have another person there because we have abandonment issues or something of that sort. You could be working through that and you realize that you can actually trust this person because they're very honest and they're full of integrity and they're going to tell you exactly what they want. They're not going to be bringing the same thing to the table that maybe something else did. Sorry, guys. I was doing so good earlier. The more I talk, the more it comes up. All right, I'm going to cut this one more time and let's see what we have for the Lovers Oracle. It says, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Absolutely. And then we have, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Yes, remember I said, try not to project onto somebody new or to this person what may have happened in the past. And then we have, through each other, you find the missing pieces. That's a beautiful story. I'm excited for those of you that know that this is what's meant for you. Okay, so let's get a couple of messages from the Wisdom of the Oracle and we'll close this out. So we have round and round. This is what I think Spirit's trying to tell you to get out of. If you have that monkey brain going on because you have doubts, get out of that because this is not the same cycle. I'm telling you, I feel things very strongly and it does not feel like the same thing that you've experienced from the past. Sevens could be significant. That person could be born in the month of July, or sevens, it could be your birthday. And then we have fork in the road. This is a 13. There's definitely a couple of you born on the 13th of the month. Now, this is saying you have a choice to make. So which way are you going to go? Are you going to feel into it, or are you going to allow any kind of doubts or past things get in the way? And then we have a leg up. 34, again, there's another 7. So that's because it's 777 could be something that you see often, those numbers, or 3s. And then we have 28, building blocks. So this is talking about building things from the ground up. Whatever was released from your life had to be in order for you to build something that's going to be solid as a rock. Even if you had thought that you'd built a strong foundation with a past relationship, there was something that was missing. It's happening astrologically. We know that we're in a place where we're rebuilding our lives, especially Capricorns. So if you feel like you've started at ground zero in this department, it's because you went through the last 3 years of Saturn being in Capricorn and shifting your entire world. This is all about a new beginning and starting to build that from the ground up, while releasing anything from the past that did not work for you. And then there you go. You've got a new life. This reduces to an 11. A beautiful soulmate energy. Accepting that things can be really good. Allowing it to happen and not being afraid that the other shoe is going to drop. There we go with another 7. I said 777 and sure enough another 7 card shows up. You have a deep knowing. Trust your gut. Trust what your body's trying to tell you about this and about the things that you're being pushed towards this month, the passions that you have, those little projects that you want to handle. All of that stuff is going to be significant. All right, my loves, thank you so much. Thank you again for all of your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. If you'd like a personal, that information's in the description box below, like I said before, or in my About section. I hope you have an amazing month, and I will see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.